Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another reaction video on the main channel. You guys really like these reaction videos, so let's keep them going. So the 76ers take Trey Johnson over Ace Bailey. This is on Yahoo Sports. Make sure you hit that subscribe over there. The link will be in the description below. Let's get right into it. For me, Ace Bailey. Ace Bailey is the perfect fit for the Philadelphia 76ers. Let's just dive right in, see what they got to say.
Ace Bailey can't scale down, and that's why they could be looking around here with different options at 3.
I don't know what Philly's thinking, to be honest with you. I get that they're
Nobody ever knows what Philly is thinking, let's be honest. Nobody ever knows. Especially when you have Daryl Morey at the helm. And you guys know with Daryl Morey, he can trade anything like that. So anything can happen with Daryl Morey. That's why I don't trust Daryl Morey, Ellen Brand, etc.
in a weird situation just because they have two guys that you have to assume they're in win now mode, right? I mean, they just paid Embiid a lot of money. They just paid Paul George a lot of money. You do need insurance for Embiid, so I understand that. And if you believe Molly Welch is going to be a starting caliber center and a
I would not be mad with Molly Watts. I would not be mad at all. We could always use the bigs because, you know, Joel Embiid, the injuries and all that can't stay healthy. So I'm okay with Molly Watts. I am, but not at 3. 3 is for H. Bailey.
star down the line, then you have to kick the tires on that. But I can't put a finger on what they're thinking. I know what I would do if I were Daryl Morey. I would go with Trey Johnson. But it's
Why
it's
Trey?
just,
Why would you go with Trey?
just when I look at what he did his freshman year at Texas, SEC was historically the best conference as far as his teams in the tournament. He led the SEC in scoring, shot 39% from 3 on a heavy volume of contested shots. And so with him, you get a scorer, you get a guy that I think he's a better passer than Ace Bailey. He's a better shooter than Ace Bailey. A little smaller. The height difference is not what we thought it was.
Yeah, the Sixers need big. They need height, not necessarily small guys. We don't. We have too many guards. We don't need small guys. We don't need small players.
And I think he's, like I said, I don't know if I mentioned, but a better passer. I just think he's a better overall player than Ace Bailey.
James, you say Ace. Like, do you think Trey Johnson will be a bad idea for Philly? Because personally, I think Trey would make a lot of sense for the Sixers in the regard that like he adds a ton of.
Trey does make a lot of sense for the Sixers shooting, especially shooting. They make a lot of sense, but you can't pass up on a guy like Ace Bailey with the size, the scoring ability, everything that he's got, the shot creation, and just his ability to score over players. You got to take that guy. You got to take Ace Bailey.
On a shooting adds more firepower in the backcourt, but then I looked. They have Jared McCain. They have Tyrese Maxey. Is it too much overlap in the backcourt? Would be my question with Trey Johnson. There's if it's like, what do you think about that idea?
I'm all for firepower, but I just feel like Ace's defensive upside is a little bit higher. I mean, he is bigger. He was
Bingo. Bingo.
more active on the glass. He should be able to block shots in the weak side. And I think that the trade off is okay, maybe we're not getting somebody who can, we're still getting a very good scorer. I mean, like Ace Bailey played extremely well at Rutgers. It's just that in a scaled down role, he's like that Michael Porter Jr. type player who can make open shots and defend and rebound. I think that more so is what they need, especially since like their timeline is right now. Now, if Ace turns,
The timeline is key. That is key for the Sixers, right? This is why I don't want them to trade for Kevin Durant. This is why he doesn't fit the timeline. He's only here for 1 year, etc. We need a guy who can impact now and can also impact the future, and that is Ace Bailey.
into something else, you still could be.
I'm not saying that can't be Trey Johnson. I'm just saying I have more confidence, and he has a higher ceiling than Trey Johnson, in my opinion.
Getting a high level, score. It's just that right now, 2-year window, really a 1-year window. I think they might need simple, and then they can still develop him into something later on down the line.
Exactly. Especially with Paul George. Paul George can mentor Ace Bailey and to even have him be better than Paul George, which will be crazy. But Yeah, we need an Ace Bailey here. And he doesn't even have to start right away. Could he? Yes, he could start. But, they're going to go with Paul George, Yabu, McCain, Maxey, and Embiid. They're going to go that route. But Ace Bailey could start. He could honestly be the sixth man. And if you want to put Jared McCain as the sixth man, I'm okay with that as well.
Is MPJ a fair comp though for Ace Bailey? I mean, MPJ had a flamethrower jumper in high school, flamethrower in college. He's a 40% guy on a high volume in his career. Ace Bailey hasn't had numbers at that level. He's also been up and down from the free throw line for that matter. Are we sure Ace Bailey actually is an elite shooter?
That's a fair question. I believe he was at what we would say league average. Rockets are smirking. He's at league average even in high school from three. But I also think that some of that is the type of shots that he's taking. So in high school, there are a lot of stare down threes. And even at Rutgers, there's still a lot of stare down threes. You're gonna have to reprogram him. But if you reprogram him, he should be I think, even though the free throw percentage could go either way, if he's a 37% 3-point shooter at 6'8", 6'9", you'll absolutely take that.
Yes, you take that. You take a 6'8", 6'9" who can shoot 37, 38% from the three. You take that without a question.
Rafa,
that was weird.
You were smirking.
Always smirking at me.
I just think that he's very, very streaky. And when he's on, he's incredible. But I don't know if he's a consistent shooter. Like you said, the free throw shooting. He hasn't been like a phenomenal free throw shooter either. So when I look at Trey Johnson, the 39% from three, 87% from the foul line, to me that says, all right, the shooting numbers are real. I just don't know how real they are with Ace Bailey.
Yeah, I have my concerns there with him too. I mean, I'm not the biggest Ace Bailey guy. Personally, if I'm Philadelphia, I'd be very, very open to trading down. I've heard
Again, it's Daryl Morey. Would I be shocked if he trades it? Yeah. Actually, no. But I would not say yes. I would say no. I would not be shocked if he trades the pick. Trades down, whatever, get more assets. I don't know. I don't care. I just know Daryl Morey is very capable of that. But look at the last two picks that Daryl Morey has drafted. McCain, well, not the last two picks, but the last recent picks. McCain, Maxey, Bona. I can go on and on. So
Pelicans at number 7, like Ace Bailey. Joe Dumars there. Sounds like he really likes Ace Bailey. Could try to trade up to number 3 to Philly or number 4 with Charlotte. That to me is the best case scenario for the Sixers, is you trade down 4 spots from 3 to 7. New Orleans gets their guy in Ace Bailey, and then at number 7, you can probably still get Malawach there.
You could possibly get Malawach at 7. You could, but I've been seeing a lot of mock drafts, and I do a couple of my own when I have spare time. I see him in the 5, 7, or even 9 range. I've seen Malawach go there before, so that is the perfect spot if you want to get Malawach.
I would imagine he's going to still be there. I don't know if Trey Johnson would be there. At number 7.
Trey Johnson would be gone. He will be gone. He's 4 or 5. He's done.
7 for Philadelphia, but Malawach, I don't see it. Correct me if I'm wrong, Raphael, but I don't think he'd be going 4 or 5.
I've seen him 5.
I don't know. If I'm Charlotte, I have to really consider it. I mean, you can't bring Mark Williams back after you traded him, and then he has to come back. Then he posted something after was the Lakers loss or something like that. I just think that relationship is probably. I just think it's probably damaged. And if Malawach can provide what Mark Williams provided, but he's healthier and he's cheaper and younger, to me that makes some sense there. Because if you let Mark go this summer, then who do you have at the 5? Are you playing Nurkic at the 5 next year?
No.
Yeah,
he's done. Soon he'll be looking international at some point. It's just a reality.
He'll be looking international at some point. That's funny.
I feel like he's near the end after a really strong career. But I do that's a good point about Charlotte at number 4. I think with them, definitely looking for a big, even Derek Queen, if they were to trade down, would be interesting for them.
Yeah, Derek Queen also. Don't forget about him. But yes, I would prefer Ace Bailey. Trey Johnson's on my big board. Malawach is there. So let me know who you or what would you do with the third overall pick. Let me know in the comment section below. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'm out. See you guys. Have a good one. MK out.